touchdown clock for the Rezzies. That's interesting. Golden Grove by 10. Find this weird, Adam, no headset.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like put the headset on right, we're in the zone now.
Yeah, and it keeps, I feel like it keeps all the noise out as well.
And we won't hear each other as well either.
No, that's right.
Shit. Right, you forfeited the C's. St. Peter's forfeited the C's.
Wow, last round.
Just let me know.
Okay.
When you want to start, just let me know before you do. Jinx your things.
Yep.
Okay.
Good on you, Scotty. Always. The only thing you can't do wrong is that park on the front. Not all. Let's do it right. Good.
Well, it's definitely the biggest crowd that we've seen here in our three trips.
There's never anyone sitting.
Yeah.
Just the noise up here is immense. When we were here 3 weeks ago, that was that freezing cold day. Everyone stayed inside.
Looks like we're clear of rain.
Yes, I think so. It's warm.
Oh, Richie Beto. In Adelaide, it's 22.2.
It's warm.
Test one, test two.
Doing well. I've been sound checking all today
Oh, okay.
without streaming now.
Okay.
Should we start talking?
So is that live? So anything is Okay. Footy fans, and welcome to Harper's Field. We have reached the final minor round of the season, round 18 here, and it's the local derby between Golden Grove and Teach Me Gully. Two teams playing for two very different things. For the Kookaburras, a finals berth is guaranteed in their inaugural Division 1 season, but can they play at home next week? A win would lock that in. Teach Me Gully, much different. They broke their 8-game losing streak last week. They can avoid relegation, but they must win here and get help elsewhere. My name's Phil Hurd, and joined by Adam Jeffries. Adam, can you believe we're finals next week?
Yeah, it's warm. That's how we know finals footy's around, Phil. It's been a long, cold winter, hasn't it? Big game of footy, huge crowd here as well. Hard to describe to the people watching this at home. There is a big crowd here. There's a Sandford-like crowd here around the ground, isn't there? So two north-eastern suburbs rivals with a lot to play for. Golden Grove won't want to muck around today, Phil. They'll want to win. Saw up the 4th spot and go into the finals in great form. Teach Me Gully finally got the breakthrough win last week. They've got everything to play for today. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so Golden Grove 9 and 8. They were 3 and 6 at one point of the season at the halfway point. So they've won 5 of their last 7 and have a chance. Right now they're tied for 4th with Paynham that have a 1.5% advantage. Paynham are playing the league leaders Glenunga in a round of consequence. So for Golden Grove not to play Paynham here, they would have to lose. Paynham would have to win. Possible, but unlikely.
I think we're all just anticipating that Glenunga will win on the rebound, won't we?
Yeah.
But who knows? Like I said, if St Peter's are capable of beating Glenunga, then Paynham certainly are as well. So, with the top spot sewn up, sometimes players can just become a little bit insular. I'm sure Coach Grimer won't let that happen. So, yeah, Golden Grove need to... they want the form, but if they drop the game, I still think they'll hold 4th, meaning Teach Me Gully have got everything to play for, haven't they?
Exactly.
Should be more desperate.
Yeah, so there's lots to have a look at today. For the relegation, it's 4 teams battling to avoid the bottom 2 spots. St Peter's and Bryson currently are 7th and 8th. They have destiny in their hands. They win, they survive. Broadview and Teach Me Gully, if they lose, they are relegated. If they win, they need some help. And I think not for the first time, but I think we'll say this a lot, weird things happen in final rounds. We'll do our best to keep track of it. Conditions though, Adam, it's dry on the field. Not a lot of grass around, to be honest.
It's a fast outfield.
A hard deck today.
It's a fast outfield out there today. You'll see the ball skid on a lot. You wouldn't want to get tackled hard into the deck. She's a hard deck out there, but that's which is great to see. Should be a great game.
For Golden Grove, it's about seeding for next week. For Teach Me Gully, it's about where they're going to be next year. Just trying to work out siren. Is anybody on this? Okay. Shortest siren in the history of football. But we are underway. Penny up against Robinson. Golden Grove kicking to the left of screen. Abel tries to escape the maul but can't. It's going to be a ball up.
Umpires wearing their Golden Grove kit today again, Phil.
Yeah, they haven't gone they've gone the greys today, not the off-white reversal. Might be first inside 50 to Teach Me Gully, just on the edge of it. They'll get it now. Lovely inbound kick from Breeden. He was looking for Cansdell, but it took a right-hand turn up the hill. First score to the Gullies.
Good start for Gully though. Quick inside 50. I want to get an early lead and build some confidence if they can.
3 changes for Tea Gully. Coming in, Noah Hyde, number 8, Damien Pitt, number 27, Jack Hazelhurst, number 19, out William James, Jordan Personis and Jack Asprey. Meanwhile, Golden Grove, good transition there, first inside 50. Heading into the pocket. Slater is lurking, he's got the ball now. He does what most forwards find difficult. He has to handball. Into the pocket comes the kick. And the mark is taken by Sean Adams. Adams in just his 3rd game. A Central United junior. Also spent a year or 2 at the Gullies. He'll get the first shot on goal for the Green Machine.
Hit it pretty well, Phil.
He's hit it mightily well. But
no,
it's touched. Templeton cannot believe it.
I wish
The
we
big
had
man thought he'd snapped a Rover's goal.
It's an interesting one, Phil. I'd love to have our replay screen here
Where's
today.
our Darfish replay?
Penny looked like he tapped that back into play, so it's either a goal or it's play on for mine.
Yeah.
Interesting start there. Dodged a bullet there, Teacher Gully potentially. Penny needed to thump that behind him down the hill.
So Golden Grove 1, Tea Gully 1. Now behind each, and the time clock hasn't started on the scoreboard. This is why we've got the timekeeper next to us. Now it's underway. Okay. Wing on the clubroom side, a very packed clubroom side. Lou Johnson, one of his first touches. As always, expect him to be busy this afternoon.
Just for the viewers at home as well, Phil, you saw in that last inside 50, Pascoe is not playing today, playing at the SANFL level, so a little bit of a different forward setup for Golden Grove today.
He's not far. He's at Elizabeth as the Port Magpies try and avoid their first wooden spoon since 1900.
They need to win that game, don't they?
I wonder how many people are barracking for Centrals today.
Most.
Pretty much. Penny has it. Puts it towards the attacking end centre square. Got the target. Good kick. No real breeze to speak of. This is Breeden again. Off hands, top of the square. And it will be a stoppage. In front of the hill, which is getting more crowded by the minute.
See the kick from Penny there, Phil, very attacking. I think Teacher Gully are going to try and score. They need to put some scoreboard pressure on early. As we see, a free kick's been paid from the stoppage.
Josh Spence has it. No idea the reasoning behind it.
A little bit of a jumper hold maybe, potentially.
So it's interesting, we've got various groups claiming various parts of the hill. Behind the goals is a Golden Grove group, but on the, what do you call that? The brick rise is a whole bunch of Tea Tree Gully kids. Good to see the locals out and about here at Harpers Field. The shot from Spence has sent everybody running second behind. No goals as yet, early stages.
Would have been a good confidence builder, that one, wouldn't it? You know, lucky free kick, you've got to take those chances. So often, Phil, when you're the underdog, you need to have an accurate shooting a goal game to get the reward. So early days, but one they'd love to have back.
And it's not the Tea Tree Gully. The 8-game losing streak really jotted with a lot of very close losses. Indeed, when they last played, it was Golden Grove beating Tea Tree Gully by 2 points, and that absolutely turned their season around. Coming into that game in round 9, Golden Grove were 2-6. Since that time,
and Gully were 4-4.
the Gullies were 4-4, looking much more likely to be the finals team, and Golden Grove would be fighting to avoid relegation. Shetton's kick is high, it's going to stay in play. Cavallaro comes in and bursts the pack. Olsen trying to clear it. It spills to Slater. He's got a runner, Glenn. I don't know whether that was a shepherd or a falcon to Heffernan. We'll give it as a shepherd.
Good smother because he was kicking to a one-on-one inside 50 there. Josh Glenn, he's got a powerful leg. Noting that Cam Shenton again playing ruck rover role today, Phil, not behind the ball as he started the season.
James White has the job on Glenn. Good luck. Amwell under pressure. This is from Adams, who's got a very interesting, it's sort of bushy at the top, crew cut at the back. Mine's the opposite. I got nothing on top and whatever's left to grow at the back.
Umpire hit the deck, but he's back up, Phil.
Clearing kick, Teacher Gully. Beautifully read by Olsen. He takes the tackle, just hand passes it forward. Thatcher being one of their best players in recent weeks for Golden Grove. Ensures that they can't get it along with Xanthopoulos. And it's going to be a ball in front of... Well, that was our old broadcasting spot for our first game we did here. Of course, this is the first time that these two neighbours have met in a Division 1 encounter at Harpers Field. Round 9, Pertaringa, it was the Golden Grove by 2. And what you'd have to say became a season-defining game. A lot of players around this ball. From what I can see, Adam, I can see one loose Golden Grove player in defence. So, and that's Lou Johnson. I mean, does the man ever have an opponent?
No, not often. And he starts on the wing, Phil, and looking for a mismatch, and then he just runs around the field wherever he deems himself necessary.
I'm assuming that it just means there's one extra Gully's player in the contest. It might have been that player in Semler. Are they going to get the clearance? Breeden, who I miscalled last time, I got my names mixed up. He's got plenty of touches early days, snap around the body. I think that was from Bennett, has missed. So behinds at the moment, it's 3-1 Gullies.
I think that was Brodie Latham with the...
I'll give that to you, yeah.
With the snap on goal. He's the equal leading goal kicker in the competition, Phil, so he'd love a win, but he'd love to kick 2 or 3 snags and sew up the Division 1 goal kicking award as well.
One of the many things to be decided today.
Abe Davis looking for a bag of goals at Glenunga today as well, so look out. He's come with a rush.
He's still angry at you about that goal he kicked that wasn't player of the day. How can he get goal of the year if he doesn't get player of the day?
Player of the year wasn't player of the day.
Blades, across kick, they move it nicely. This is sitting with Payne. So a couple of times Golden Grove have taken out of defence. They've managed to transition well, ending up with that. So to Adams in the pocket. There's even people in that pocket today, Adam. Look at him.
Hopefully they'll go fetch the ball when it rolls back down behind.
Now, you notice there's actually a car park down there. We were looking before for a car.
Should have parked there, Phil. I think I'm going to get boxed in where I was. I might go check that at half time. There is a big crowd here. A lot of cars around the oval.
That's all right. We've got some post-game work to do, so hopefully they'll have taken off by then. Inside Golden goes forward 50. We have probably gone about 8 minutes of the first quarter, and we're still waiting for goal numero uno. Interesting behind the head hand pass. Olsen got it, just put a boot in it. It's high. Johnson takes them up. I reckon he's a chance from here. Give it a roost, Louis.
Down the hill here, Phil. He won't be shy on having a shot here.
He unloads. It has the distance and the accuracy. Lou Johnson delivers the first goal of the afternoon. Now coming at the 8.5 minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately for Teacher Gully there, the clearing kick just had to go wide. It went into the corridor where Johnston was standing on his own. If there's one guy in the competition, Phil, you don't want to give a shot from 53 metres out, it's him. And it was him that got it, and he kicked it easily as well, didn't he?
Well, it wasn't even...
good start for him. Again, if I'm Teacher Gully, I'm putting some work into him today. Not if he gets 30 easy kicks today, Phil, they're not going to win the game. So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. And
I'm just trying to see where he is now. So his opponent right now is Zach Mackay. So we'll see how that plays out. And now they're going to run off each other or stay with each other? Well, one eye on the contest, one eye on those two. Mackay comes back to man up. Ball spills to him and he's instantly met and driven into the turf here, which will be, I think it's the Brumbies, the Golden Grove Cricket Club, in the Adelaide turf competition. Bouncing ball, sits nicely for the Kookaburras. Nice hand pass, Johnson drew the opponent. Got on to Connor Dodd. Kick inside 50, looking for Templeton. Caught one from a teammate. Friendly fire. Templeton's saying, who hit me? He takes on his opponent, and it was his teammate.
It would be odd if he went at his teammate and wanted to scrap, wouldn't it, Phil? So get some angry pills out early.
I don't know if he saw it. I don't know if he got the registration number of the truck. Just thought it was something red and black. Kick down the wing, soccer right back at you. just out on the full, it is.
Josh Glenn had just come off the bench there as well. It was in the perfect spot.
You thought, it's my lucky day.
And then unfortunately,
Oops,
just
nice
off the
night.
boot. A little bit unlucky there. Under the pump a little bit here, Teacher Gully. They're coming really high. They're flooding the stoppages and their forwards are coming really high. So a little bit concerned early in this game about some of the spread and run of Golden Grove.
Is most of the players in front of us?
Yeah.
How many times has that happened this year? In fact, it's too close to us. Need a little bit more height. Thrown right in front of the players' race, the new grandstand here at Harpers Field. Big day of local footy action. Down to Semler. Into space, a chance for Noah to run onto it. But Thatcher was better. Got some teammates. It opens up. Glenn can't take the mark. That was beautifully done by White to get a mid in there. In the end, it's going to be a stoppage on the 50-metre arc for the Kookaburras. They have a 4-point lead, 1-1-7. Teachwe Gully 3 behinds.
A lot of footy between the arcs so far, Phil. Just the 4 inside 50s to 3. Not a lot of deep entries since the first few minutes.
No. I think every deep entry is pretty much scored. One-on-one contest inside 50. Spills out the back. Latham is corralling, but part of the problem with those one-on-one contests is you don't have the prior opportunity situation. That was well done by Jared Cottrove to not give away the ball. Snap around the body by West. Don't tell me he's kicked it. Well, he hasn't. He hasn't kicked the darn thing, except out of bounds on the full.
Would have been a nomination for goal of the day if he had kicked it. It was genuinely over his head there.
Not starting graving that mouth guard.
Unfortunately, from a player point of view, getting the angle on that ball is almost impossible, Phil.
Long penetrating kick. I think that's Davey who's run off his man. Spots up Shenton. Shenton's in space. That spells danger for Teachwe Gully. Long raking kick for Blades. I love their transitional work so far today, Adam. They made every defensive clear out end up.
We saw this a few weeks ago, didn't we, Phil? They soak up the pressure in their defence, and then their transition ball movement's probably the best in the competition, isn't it? They spread, they use the wide expanses here, they get their forwards out the back with good kickers. Great play by Golden Grove on that occasion.
And you've got Johnson and Ingram on this wing, but where they've actually done most of the damage has been on the other wing. Blades' shot. There's the top. Golden Grove have the first two. Blades' 10th goal on the season. Kookaburras Junior is taking a trip via Norwood, Modbury and Ardrossan. He'll be playing his first Div 1 Grand Final for the Kookaburras next week. Exciting times ahead for those here at Harpersfield.
Yeah, agreed. They should be in Division 1 for a long time, shouldn't they? Just with the resources they've got here at the club though, Phil. But great play. Soaking up the pressure defensively. Great one-on-one battle at full back. And then we see the quick transition, the switch, out the back, shot on goal. Looks easy, but it's great footy and it's hard to do at Division 1 level.
Early days, 13 minutes in at Largs. It's Port District by 7. We'll try and give you some regular scores around. So Teachwe Gully are going for Port District. Johnson escapes from Mackay. Now he's in open space, can take a bounce. Will he have a second shot? He thought about it. It's going to land a little short. And Blades with the fly, and it's off his hands and through for a ball.
We're back on.
Quick transition, quick interception. Another high kick.
That's in.
This one is a no-doubter. We'll pick up the play for you in just a tick once he stops getting high fives from everybody. And it's Hable, Josh Hable with the goal.
That was a frantic minute of football, wasn't it, Phil? Went from centre clearance, ping-pong from Teachwe Gully's half-forward line. Johnston had the flying shot. Was just touched on the line by his teammate. From the kick-in, straight to Golden Grove for a goal. So a hectic minute.
I mean, what it's showing is any turnover around that arc could be absolutely punished today.
So not alarm bells, Phil, but early danger signs for Teachwe Gully here.
Yeah. First 3 goals the way Golden Grove. They're doing it, as you said, Adam. Dominate early, put this beyond doubt. which we got. Bit of a touch to the umpire there as Johnson comes out to Jed Banner. It was a late inclusion, no Pascoe today. Older Pittman, who's collected his share of beanies in the last 9 weeks. Trent goes back to Johnson. Does he still have an opponent? This time he goes into the pocket. Is that Blades again? Might be
Slater. He's been a good player this year, Slater, hasn't he? He's kicked nearly 30 goals as sort of a second forward, and with Pascoe not playing a lot of matches, he's probably been more important than what they thought. He's had to be the number one guy at full forward some weeks.
Well, Pascoe 29, Josh Glenn 20, and the man with the ball right now, Slater, with 31. Make that
and he's kicked it as well,
32. Our alarm bell's ringing now, Adam.
Yes, they are. And again, we speak about it every week. We call Golden Grove, but Lewis Johnson again, the inside 50 to Slater there. I just don't know how you can leave him on his own. I'm putting someone on him. I know he's hard to find because he goes into various positions and coaches don't want to lose their structure, but every time he touches it, good things happen for Golden Grove, so I'll be looking to shut down that source. Yes, alarm bell's ringing for Teacher Gully now. 4 quick goals for Golden Grove in really the last 6 minutes of football.
And it was Teacher Gully. You just had a little bit more of the scoring shots. Can tell you at Broadview, it is Broadview 4-3-27, Brighton 1 straight 6. A really good start for the Tigers. And that, so for Teacher Gully, the other results with Port District narrowly leading and Broadview ahead by a few goals, that suits them. But it's here that is their problem, trailing by 23. Golden Grove with the ball to Pittman. Into the pocket for Glenn.
In rain.
Glenn back inboard to Slater. Don't think he's going to back himself here. Going to go with a sterling pass. How was that? And Blades. So you got Louis Johnson dropping bombs from long range. You got Blades and Slater into the game. Who needs Lockie Pascoe at the moment?
That was a magnificent kick by Slater, wasn't it? Really, for a guy who's a second ruck, big man. Was patient, and then speared a ball over to the fat side. Great kick. Shot on goal from 35 metres out.
8.5 minutes. The last 10 have been really good for the Kookaburras. And it's getting better. Blades with 2, Kookaburras with 5, and this game has opened up to a 29-point lead.
Phil, I'm no champion data statistician, but by my count, Golden Grove have kicked 5 goals from their last 5 entries.
Yeah.
They had first 4 entries, no score, and then you've seen just their efficiency with their ball use, not enough pressure being applied at the moment by Teacher Gully. They need to get something happening at the centre bounce, and they need to put some pressure on some of Golden Grove's prime movers to make them kick under pressure. It's just kick mark at the moment.
And I would say Golden Grove have had the last 4 inside 50s, I would suspect, and they might have another one here. The umpire's found a free. Penny. He didn't think it was his. He was off and running until the umpire said it's your ball. From the tee saucer. Unloads with a long kick towards the brick wall pocket. Strong mark by Golden Grove. They'll bring it out through Dodd. Looking to move with pace, although moving it well was Semler. Can he keep it in though?
A little bit unlucky there. I think that was
quite a few Teacher Gully fans, because that's their bench down there.
Yeah, he would have copped a mouthful of that boundary umpire down there, but potentially the right decision. I think that was Thatcher that just took the big intercept mark as well. He was an important player, isn't he? Missed a couple of weeks. We saw him hurt his ankle at Glenunga about a month ago, but good to see him back ready for finals.
Yeah. I mean, that's been the only blip on their last couple of months that Glenunga touched them up a little bit. Probably they had about one decent quarter and the other 3 you wouldn't want to write home about. But otherwise, they found a way to win close ones. Last week was huge, beating Sacred Heart at Sacred Heart to claim their first Div 1 final in their first season. Tanoa, round the body, needs a big curve, and so not only have Teacher Gully scored 3 behinds, they've also had 2 out of bounds on the full.
They've had chances, haven't they, Phil? But a lot of them, bar the one set shot from the free kick in the forward pocket, they've all been rushed, quick snaps, pressure coming, long pot shots at goal. They haven't been able to have. They still haven't taken a mark inside 50. Golden Grove have taken 5, so you can see the difference in ball movement from both teams. And that comes from pressure, Phil. No pressure on Golden Grove going inside 50, kick mark, opposite the other way.
A long kick out. That is not 15. Umpire trying to make that obvious to all the players. It'll be a stoppage. Looking about 22 minutes gone. Probably about 4 minutes or so of game time remaining. Then intercepts the Teacher Gully hand pass, unloads with a long kick. Cavallaro up against Verrill. Pittman and Shepherd did very well not to knock heads there. That looked like a head-on collision.
Wouldn't want to bump heads with Pittman, would you?
No,
he just looks like a guy you'd end up coming
Shepherd
up.
I'd want to knock heads with either.
You'd end up coming up second best, I reckon.
Glenn again, he's been busy early. Here's Shepherd working beautifully in tandem to a running open Shetton under a bit of pressure. Got the kick away, and that pressure saved the goal. I think the pressure came from Tyler Bennett.
Pittman did come off sore from that contest though, Phil. He's run straight to the bench there from that contest you called in the middle of the ground. So let's keep an eye on him.
Collected something. 5-3-33 to just 3. A straight 5-goal lead to the home team. 2-on-1 contest. Mrs. Mitchell Payne centres the ball. This is too early in the game to have these many players open, but the pass for Cavallaro intercepted. Gully's won a goal before the first break. Some momentum. Latham a long way from home. Back to White.
4.
And now it's 4 minutes left, so plenty of time left in this quarter.
You called it right, Phil. They just need to settle it, don't they? They're not totally out of the game. Like they're competing enough around the ground at stoppages, but you've just got to take chances just to get that confidence amongst the group. Kick a goal and get your day going.
Golden Grove look well structured in the way they're moving the ball. Teacher Gully is sort of moving it, maybe one hand pass, then a kick to a contest. Shepherd, hand pass, another open player. Not sure if it's the work rate, but Adams has taken the mark. This was 6 goals in the quarter. Adams played 1 game in 2020. Last year, 11 games in the Bs, 1 in the Cs.
Champagne ball movement again, wasn't it, Phil?
Isn't it?
Just kicking to leading forwards.
Even I could take a mark up forward for Golden Grove at the moment. From 40 straight in front, and having dubbed those long distance hard ones, that one's a miss. On the Hahn Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard, not Ultra Carb, but Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard.
We wouldn't want a drink that's ultra carb, Phil.
I had
not
Ultra Carb for
what I
lunch. It's Chinese takeaway, Teacher Plaza.
Long kick out down the guts.
So this is a huge kick with the thump on. It's already in Teacher Gully's. A little bit of flashing it off the ball. Semler comes in and lays a hard push into the crowd.
Crowd's right there next to that as well. So young ladies
everywhere.
might have got their legs taken out there, but live to fight on.
I'm seeing crowd inside the fence, aka 76 Sandfield Grand Final. Payne has it. He's happy to take a bit of time. Of course, we will have our prizes, the best on ground with the Dartfish beanie, the New Balance Belgravia apparel voucher, and the Archie's footwear. Nearmouth Mouthguards, a magic moment. And the Moseley Bar and Kitchen there, last voucher for the minor round for the best team man. All those you'll see on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook with some photos. Bring the camera out.
207.
Is it the last chance for Teacher Gully? They got a really good chance here. Latham has these for breakfast. And at the 25-minute mark, Tea Tree Gully have their first Latham's 40th goal for the season. And boy, oh boy, they need that.
40 goals for a small forward in the 9th team on the ladder field. It's a pretty good effort, isn't it? But that looked like when Josh Glenn's running inside 50 and you think Golden Grove were going to score, it was Tyler Martin who took the great intercept mark and they were able to go coast to coast. Got the 2-on-2 at the top of the square and Brodie Latham stayed down. Others fell down around him. Great snap over his shoulder. Much needed goal because Golden Grove could have kicked 6 or 7 there, Phil. So really important that they just held sway there and got the next goal. Johnston back on the ground and at full forward at the moment. So let's see if he plays that role much this afternoon.
Broadview and Brighton. It's a 5-goal lead even to Broadview. If that leads holds, Brighton are heading to Div 2 next year. James White with the mark. Can they get 2 in a short period of time? Too far out to score. Here comes the important kick and it's a mark. It's a tape.
It's their first mark inside 50, Phil, and it came from probably the worst kick inside 50 you've seen, but it was just a chaos ball that sometimes is hard to defend. This is a huge shot, Phil, make no mistake. They had a 10-minute patch Golden Grove where they were dominant, but if Tea Tree Gully can kick this, it'll just be a real good nerve settler going into the quarter-time break.
From 40 out, umpire salutes. Cody Tate, goal 11. Goal number 2 for Tea Tree Gully on the Han Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard. The Gullies are 2-3-15. They've kicked the last 2 after Golden Grove kicked the first 5. They're 5-5-34. The margin back to 19.
That's why you've always got to hang in there and defend. Only a minute ago, like I said, Josh Glenn streaming inside 50, intercept mark, transition goal, centre bounce goal. So well done by Tea Tree Gully. They've held their nerve. Probably a minute to go till under a minute. So huge centre bounce here for both teams.
49!
And no, it's not Tea Tree Golden Grove bingo. That's the time left in terms of seconds. Time enough for both. Cavallaro, what a beautiful piece of work that was. Into the pocket, can't take the mark. Johnson going to ground. Tea Tree Gully just have enough numbers. Damon Pitt into the side this week. Everything Tea Tree Gully are doing, it's with pressure, but they're holding on. Danger maybe, but the mark is taken. About as deep in defence as you can go, and I reckon he just want to hold on to the ball.
He's got to go long to Penny, soak up the
long to Penny by the banjo, I reckon might be the way to do it. Huge fly at the back, almost a grab, not taken. And there's your siren. Entertaining, high scoring, first quarter. Golden Grove got it out to a 31-point lead, but Tea Tree Gully have kicked the last 2. Got it back to 19. Quarter time here at Appersfield. Golden Grove 5-4-34. Tea Tree Gully at 2 straight. The goal scorers Tate and Latham for Tea Tree Gully. Hable, Slater, Johnson with singles. Kane Blaze with 2 for Golden Grove. You're with Adam Jeffries, Phil Hurd and Dino on camera. We'll take a break. You're watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy. St Alfred and Sacred Heart. It's Sacred Heart leading 13-7. Glenunga leading Paynham 20-13. In the games of consequence for relegation, quarter time Broadview 7-3-45, Brighton 2-2-14, 31-point lead to the Tigers. Loser of that is relegated. Port District and St Peters, Port District by 19, 5-2-32 to 1-1-7. So just on current trajectory, if these results all hold, then it's going to be Brighton relegated and probably Teachtree Gully. Teachtree Gully lose their relegated, Brighton lose their relegated.
Not a good start for Brighton. Teachtree Gully, big 2 goals finished that first quarter, wasn't it?
Teachtree Gully finished a bit better than Brighton did. Who also scored 2 goals but conceded 7. So, plenty of time to undo all of that in the last 3 quarters. Certainly plenty of noise around us here in the grandstand. Everyone enjoying their afternoon here at Harpers Field. Olsen gets it on to Noah. Cansdell had a kookaburra all over his back with the thump, but umpire said that's fine and will be a throw in. Touched.
No real structural change for either team. Good to see Pittman back on the ground as well. He hobbled off after a collision in the first quarter, but he looks like he's fine.
Yep. Bit of aerial ping pong. Reardon has Shenton's got a very hard kick away. Not the prettiest football at a sec. Interesting you saw that. As soon as Golden Grove looked like they were getting the ball, about 3 players ran forward. That's why it's now inside 50 with a ball that just continues to bounce. Templeton in pursuit, but Heffernan and some friends have the numbers. Nice one-burner kick finds the target, defensive 50 with McKay. Outboard to Tyler Marson. Taper's the one, yep. He's the one that's opened up. Much to the annoyance of Xanthopoulos. 1-on-1 inside 50, Shenton at the back, got the thump. Ingram and White. Ingram with the tackle. Olsen now gets away from Payne. Top of the goal square. Shepherd lurks. Johnson will concede some ground. It needs to sit for someone in green. It does. So a couple of inside 50s for Teachtree Gully couldn't get the shot on goal. Semler's going to be tackled straight away. Should mention our umpires today. Paul Smitherin and Tony Simons, our field umpires. Peter McMullen and Guido Piccaro are running the boundaries, and Roberto Lombardi and Jason Collard are our goal umpires in round 18.
A couple of good defensive spoils in those first 2 entries, Phil. You saw Shenton on Penny. Penny marks that against most opponents in this competition. And also Latham on the lead, got the late almost arm chop. Teachtree Gully get the first goal here, Phil. You can almost say it's game on.
I mean, there's no shortage of timing. You get the vibe just looking at the ground and the noticeable slope that it has here, that left of screen is the scoring end. But you don't really know for sure until half time.
Such a risky kick that again from Glenn. Him and Johnston like to pick them off. They've got no fear with those corridor passes.
Shenton open. If there's one thing if I was to Teachtree Gully, it's too many open kookaburras. Getting separation when Golden Grove get the ball, and Teachtree Gully almost being a bit flat-footed with it.
Love to have that back again, Cam Shenton. I know teams want to move the ball fast, but as soon as you handball, you invite pressure. Go back and kick it, get it inside 50.
And fair to say Penny's influence has been negated a bit so far.
It's a bit unsung, Tom Robertson, isn't he, the Golden Grove ruckman? But he doesn't get beaten too often, does he? He really holds his own against. We saw it against Lysette. We saw it against Penny here today. He's doing a good job.
Good neutraliser. It spills to Noah. Has to find a slot through some defenders. Needs a bounce. You got nothing. You get out of bounds, last disposal. Kookaburra's ball.
It's a little bit of a breakdown in Teacher Gully's structures where Latham is the deepest forward and he has to fly and make that contest. I'd love to see Tyler West go back as the deepest fill so Latham can crumb off that contest. Very difficult at his size to be a leading full forward. He's much better when he's up and back. Crumb the contest.
Abel's kick. Finds a teammate. One of the slower transitions for Golden Grove. Back to Habel. Looking for something on this wing. It opens up for Payne. He'll run off defensive 50, take a bounce. You could take a bounce on this turf today. Johnson, opponent unknown, inboard. Well, I've had about 6 possessions. Shepherd's hand pass though. That's beautifully done by Breeden, but even better done by Thatcher. Thatcher's long kick, it's Teacher Gully 2-on-1. Here comes Shetton to help. Boundary line, probably the forwards friend on that occasion.
Again, Phil, you see the handball play on come unstuck. Those players are better off dummying that handball, wheeling and kicking the ball inside 50 themselves. Especially easy up here, but when the finals come as well, you don't want to burn those possessions in the middle of the ground. You want to get it deep inside 50.
You see the Gully player commit to that side, it would have opened up, but the players down there have got to feel that and don't have the view that we do.
I wonder if the game will tighten up now a bit, Phil. So a flurry of goals from Golden Grove, 2 late ones.
I often find that if you have a game where it's been a lot of goals in the first quarter, coaches make adjustments.
Oh yeah, we don't like it.
Too entertaining. No, but I mean, coaches are there to win, and if the opponents don't score, you don't often lose. Good bullocking work from Robinson. They're going to try right through the guts here. So Breeden, who's been a really good link man. There's one flow from each team in forward 50. That kick has missed the target, but I think
it was a downfield free.
Yep, will be with Latham. He can do a lot, Brady Latham. He's got a fan club right next to him offering advice, and he's sort of showing like he wants to take the kick.
Yeah, he's a great player. I'm not sure he's got a 45 to 50 metre set shot from the boundary in him. Let's see what happens. He looks confident.
He does. Could have played here a fair bit, you'd think, in his junior days. I'll tell you what.
Wow.
Never in doubt. Brady Latham, first multiple goal scorer for Teacher Gully. He's got 2 of the 3. A hat-trick of goals in succession for Teacher Gully. And here come the red and black.
He didn't see what the downfield free was for. Obviously just got pushed as he kicked. Latham certainly looked dangerous, and credit to him, he knew his range, Phil. You know, there's a slight downhill drop there where the ball can carry an extra 2 or 3 metres than usual, and he carried the line easily there. Huge goal for Teacher Gully. They've really settled now, haven't we? We've got an arm wrestle, which is what we came here expecting.
St. Peter's fans might start to get worried. A Teacher Gully loss, and they'd be safe regardless of what happens at Port District. Once the St. Peter's take care of business themselves, it becomes extra difficult for Teacher Gully. They'll need a Broadview win, which they're sort of getting at the moment. Lots to look at in multiple games. Of course, you can, if you really want, all Div 1 games are streamed. You can have 3 games going at the same time at home. You can have all 5 if you really want. Heck, put the women's on, have 6. And congrats to the Happy Valley Vikings, by the way, Division 2 women's premiers. Both you and I, Adam, have some link to the Mighty Vikings, so we're chuffed with that.
Mighty Vikings, where I played my football.
I want to be a Valley Viking.
Yeah, love the song.
Don't sing the rest.
Well done, they take their women's footy pretty seriously down there too, so well done, they're climbing the grades.
Love you. Showing the men a thing or two. Golden Grove, they've got the inside 50, beautiful little, all about playing in front. And Adams, who...
He's had a few shots, hasn't he, Adams? This is his 3rd shot on goal.
Only his 3rd game. His first was eons ago. Played a lot of B-grade, getting his chance here late. 2nd game for the season. Has not kicked a goal this season. It's a couple of chances early on. This to stem the flow. He's got his first of the year and his first in the game. Golden Grove get their 6. 6-4-40. They needed that. 3-3-21. And of the 9 goals, we've now had 5 kick to the left of screen and 4 kick to the right.
Yeah, plenty of goals going up the hill today, which is good to see. Well done by Adams. He's looked dangerous, hasn't he? He's taken 3 marks inside 50. He's only a small crumbing player, really. But he just found himself right place, right time on 3 occasions. First 2 shots didn't quite flush that time. Straight after the goal umpire's hat. Well done to him.
Olsen, the handball was a bit too hot for Cansdell. This is Hazelhurst, who was a late inclusion coming in for Asprey. Payne read that well. 1-2 hand pass. They move it through the middle. Slater. I love that. Would have been wide on his range. He looked up and says, is there someone who can improve the percentages? He found Josh Toby. Toby just the 1 goal for the year.
It's just a little bit too easy, didn't it? But again, Slater gets under everyone's guard, doesn't he? Such a good field kick for a big man, and you give him a bit of time and space, and he laced it out.
And Davey salutes as soon as it left the boot. The game is flipped again, and one thing about Golden Grove is they're very good at picking a bag in a short period of time. 2 in, that wasn't even 2 minutes.
Which is why in the finals field they're going to be dangerous, because they don't have to dominate the whole game, but they're a team that can kick 6 goals in 15 minutes. They can kick 4 goals in 5 minutes. So when they've got ascendancy, they make you pay, and if they're ever down by a few goals, they can get back in front quickly. So that's why I think they're a chance to win a few finals, Golden Grove, just with that ability, and they're great ball users. They've got some of the best ball users in the competition.
The Hahn Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard. Golden Grove 7-4-46. Teachwe Gully 3-3-21. 25-point lead to the home team. They win. They've locked a home elimination final against Payneham next week. They lose. Well, we've got to look at what happens at Glenunga against the Falcons. Kick forward courtesy of Tom Robinson. Into that brick pocket. Which is... looks like a great spot to watch footy there. Just legs hanging over the side with a bit of height.
A little bit of elevated view, which is what you want, but close enough to still give it to the players. Great spot to watch footy.
Yeah. Cansdell's hands pass will lead to a Gully's clearance. Holy heck, Louis Johnson's got an opponent. Manages to soccer it anyway. Shenton's on. Great hand pass from Barnwell. Shen's got to kick it around, but has missed. 7-5-47, a Golden Grove. Teachwe Gully 3-3-21.
So even when Johnston, the ball's on the ground and he's got an opponent hanging off him, he still finds a target with the soccer kick, doesn't he, Phil? He's had a great game thus far, Johnston. And we don't just mention him because we know of his prowess at the high level. He's genuinely dominating this game at the moment.
I mean, sometimes people question at the level here, but gee, there's some good talent on show. And the unpredictable and the closest of games. Here's the turnover, is Latham. Already got 2. He's going to shoot for 3. Umpire's going to pay it.
Again, great little connection there. I was watching Latham, he ducked back to go and he gave the classic little tick lead in the point fill at the kicker, and the kicker read his eyes and just put it out in front. The late spoil couldn't quite get there. So he's playing a classics full forward role here, Latham, at his height, doing a fantastic job. Needs to kick this to keep his team in the game.
Spent 15, 16, 17 years wearing the black and red. He knows it's not season on the line, but division on the line. He's dobbed 3. That's 3 out of 4.
And I think that's
just hanging in there.
42 goals for the season for Latham now as well. Like I said, a guy at his height and a team that's 9th on the ladder, you've got to pay respects to that. You know, what could he do in a team that would move the ball a lot better and won most games they played? He's had a fantastic season. 42 goals doesn't sound like a lot, but the Division 1 competition is so tough and so tight that scoring goals is almost like a soccer goal, Phil. Every goal counts so much, so well done to him. Noting that Abe Davis at the other venue might have to kick 6 or 7 now to overtake him.
I think his biggest bag was 5. It's just the consistency of the 2s and the 3s. Just having a look down the list, I can only see 1, 2 times, both against Port District, I should add, where he did not.
He's on the lead again here.
Jared Cottrell's got his hands full at the moment.
So what Teacher Gully now need to do is, with Latham on fire kicking 3 goals, he had the option there to go one-on-one to Tyler West at the top of the square. Now they need West to get involved and take a big mark, and that'll open up more leading lanes for Latham.
Kenny, well ducked, well avoided, got the kick but it was smothered. Lenegray pick up, Cansteldo got in the way, and in the end there'll be another ball up. 14 and a bit gone.
So all Teacher Gully need to do, don't they, Phil, is just keep this 2 or 3 goal margin. If they're there at 3/4 time, they'll believe, won't they, with relegation on the line. So they just need to hold firm in this middle part of the game. Keep the scoreboard ticking over, because Golden Grove will.
Across the centre square, probably a poor kick. Glenn by his lonesome. Spots up Hable, who will take the mark. Here's the run, just the run of Golden Grove's been impressive today. Poor Robinson got a bit of a shocker of a bounce. Gully's repel for the moment. Ingram the pickup. Johnson, don't argue to Noah. Says go build your own arc. And Gully stick it inside Golden Grove with the kick in the mark. Lou Johnson showing what does happen if someone tries to be his opponent.
What happened with Dusty as his career went on, players didn't even try and tackle him, Phil. They just were corralling him.
Yeah.
Because once you're given the don't argue, you've got time and space to dispose of the ball. So you almost want to play a bit of basketball defence on a guy like Johnson. Don't let him get an effective disposal away. Great play by him again.
This is the ruckman Robinson, has missed to the left side. Basketball, you think they call it, especially in the corners of the court, a trap?
Yep, trap him. And then at the last minute lunge. But if you come at him fast, and players that have played at the high level feel what they have is composure. They don't panic when tackling pressure is coming. And that's what he did so well there, and set up a goal, or shot on goal for Golden Grove.
21 points is your margin. Hazelhurst puts it high. Thatcher, one of numerous players around the ball. Good luck getting that out. So this quarter, it was 19 points, the margin at quarter time. Golden Grove have won the quarter by 2. Dobie's kick. At the back.
Great chase.
He took the mark and had less time than he did.
Who was that with the chase downfield?
Less time than he thought he did, sorry.
That is fantastic play, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not happy if you're a Golden Grove spectator, but that's fantastic play. Not giving
a bit
up.
of a dash.
This is Olsen.
Yeah. No, that might be here anywhere.
Tyler Martin at full forward now. Be interesting to see if they try and go in long to him. He's a fantastic contested mark. Here goes Martin.
Here he comes.
And he's...
So crumb off the back by Spence.
Wow.
It's true. Spence has his first goal, 11th of the year. And now Teacher Gully will win in the quarter.
I like the move by Coach Machota here, as well as Latham is playing. He wouldn't have been able to make that contest. Tyler Martin flew, made the contest against 2, leaving a crummer on the ground. And that was a fantastic snap. Who was that by, Phil? That was...
Josh Spence.
Yeah, Spence. That was a magnificent snap, because that's just in a split second he's put the ball on his boot, straight over the goal umpire's hat. We've got a ball game, Phil.
We have. I mean, when you consider the Golden Grove kicked the first 5, since then, Teacher Gully have kicked 5 of the last 7. And certainly seems to be a scoring end downhill left of screen. Penny's kick taken by Payne. He's off to the races. Over the head of Templeton. Will someone touch it before it goes out of bounds? Templeton will get there. Not sure how he won that battle actually, but when he did. Robinson, the resting forward, through his hands. Did anyone touch that? No, did not. Be Gully's ball last disposal.
It's one thing that Teacher Gully are doing well. They've had 4 centre clearances to 1 this quarter, Phil. It's 9 inside 50s to 8, so it's really, really tight. Arm wrestle that we expected.
Manuel comes in to make a contest. Camilaro taps it on.
Great play.
Great work by Hazelhurst. Stealing it away from Johnston.
They're away here, Teacher Gully, as well.
They've got Tate in some open space. Everyone very narrow in the corridor. Coming back to the corridor. In the end, Martin had to play defender in many ways. Lovely tackle, holding the ball.
I was just about to say, Phil, Cody Tate played that perfectly. All he had to do was wait another 3 or 4 seconds for his teammates to get inside 50. He took the aerial ball back into the corridor. Now it's a turnover. Could be a big play.
Yeah, Hable, Cavallaro, worm-burner kick through hands. Cansdale at the back of the pack. They'll work it around. Taper's their man. And that kick, wow. That missed the target by about 15 metres. And someone had better get up on the mark. Tate was closest, but he was coming to the bench. That's why he was so open. Here's Slater. Too far out to score, surely. He'll centre it. Here comes the pack. And still again a key touch. Olsen again showing dash. Off hands Johnson, they'll bring it back. Cottrove into the middle. They're crossing the field. Shenton. Loose play further upfield. Handball needed more oomph. They got away with it momentarily, Cavallaro to Shenton, but now they've turned it over. A lot of possessions, not much distance. They'll take the turnover. They really are keen to move the ball straight away, aren't they?
Yeah, they're so good at the slingshot game, Teacher Gully, aren't they? Just need a little bit of composure.
It's in front of your hand, Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard. Mark taken by Templeton in front of the retaining wall. It's awesome to look around this ground and see people everywhere.
It feels like a final, doesn't it, Phil? It feels like one of those late September elimination finals, doesn't it?
Speaking of finals, they're on around Division 2 and 6 and 7, semi-final day there. Oh, the grab on the line by Robinson. It's a mark. Angle's going to be interesting.
Big fan of Blake Penny, but he'll be disappointed with that one, Phil. If he gets on Robinson's back shoulder, he's no chance of taking that mark. But a good mark by the big fella. He's not a noted goal scorer, resting in the goal square.
Last goal, round 4, his only goal, round 4 against Broadview.
And he's kicked it.
He has worked that miraculously, and the roar from the Kookaburra fans behind the goal, who had the best view of that, could be heard about 100 metres away. Is that a near-north mouth guard?
3:29.
The big ruck.
3:29.
Goal.
Could well be, Phil. More so the finish as well for the big fella, little dainty
The mark, the goal.
check side. But they'll be disappointed with that, Teacher Gully. They had a couple of opportunities to clear. Golden Grove just put the foot down. The one thing Golden Grove have in their favour here, Phil, it's really an even football game now, is they've taken 11 marks inside 50, Teacher Gully only 3. So that's a big concern for Teacher Gully, just the amount of marks that Golden Grove are able to take inside 50. 3 minutes to go. Teacher Gully would dearly like to kick one more and just keep that margin at 2 goals if they can.
24-minute mark. It's Port District by 18 over St. Peter's. In the other game of consequence, it's a 38-point lead to Broadview, 10-6, 66 to 4-4, 28. Ramifications of that, I would say it's Teacher Gully and Brighton going down. Golden Grove, another shot towards Glenn, and holding on is the call against Glenn. It will be Teacher Gully's ball.
So this is one of those moments, Phil, isn't it? So 8 goals to 5. You'd dearly love to be 8 goals to 6, not 9 goals to 5. You know, this is where games are won and lost, time on period.
Got the last 2, and it was pretty important in that first quarter. This quarter, they both kicked 3. Teacher Gully 3 goals, 0. Golden Grove 3 goals, 2. Maybe a last chance for the Gullies here. Latham, the danger man, is lurking, but he couldn't beat both of them. There was a Kookaburra in space and dodge. He's got the fumble of the day. To Penny. Now a bit of space maybe for Breeden. The Havel is fast descending. In fact, they both overran the ball. In the end, I'm not sure anyone touched it. Teamed off for Golden Grove too. Couple of minutes to the main break. Hope the canteen and the bar is ready for the onslaught. We'll take a break, we'll get some scores around the rest of the league. Don't forget you can watch all the Div 1 games and the women's grand finals. I'm filming footy this afternoon, all the Div 1 finals. Tommy Javor's back.
Oh, look
Next week,
out.
you and TJ.
He is keen as mustard as well.
Yeah. He's been building up all his lines. He's at Glenunga today. Hope he doesn't use them all. Payne's kick, one of the rare sort of kicks under pressure, but there's an outnumber. Needs the hand pass. Here it comes, Cavallaro. It's got to sit. He's got it 40 out for the snap. That's a big one. That is Cavallaro's first 8 individual goal scorers for Golden Grove, and that extends it out to a 27-point lead.
Just got on top in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Phil. It's now 13 inside 50s to 8 for the quarter. Teacher Gully have played well, but just dropped off in the last 4 or 5 minutes. They haven't been able to get any deep entries and lock the ball in. Their defenders are forever defending, and they haven't had a chance to have a breather. So, well done to Golden Grove. Big goal by Cavallaro. Great snap, made it look easy. Still a minute to go. Can they get a centre clearance? Still just 2 minutes to go. So it's time here for Teacher Gully just to get a late one, Phil, and just keep that margin around that 3 goal. They need to keep that margin around 2 to 3 goals throughout the day so they can pounce late.
At the moment, he's closer to 5, but Gullies do get another centre clearance. West. Latham now by the boundary, scoots around. He's going to try the mop. That's a push. Unfortunately,
might be a little bit unlucky there, Latham. I thought that's a fair and can push in the back, isn't it, as he's kicking it. Sometimes they don't get paid when they're falling out of bounds, but for mine, he's a little bit stiff not to get a free kick there.
Kick into, I just noticed, they got red behind post here.
Love it.
How good.
Traditional, Phil.
Yep.
You love it. You're a traditionalist.
I thought they were almost an extinct species. Clearly, I think at Sandford level, even North Adelaide don't have red behind posts anymore.
I think as goalposts became taller, a lot of old goalposts became point posts,
Yeah.
Phil, which was tough. Tough for people like you that love the
They
red.
want their AFL pre-season games and just need to oblige with the colours. Anyway, Golden Grove, is they going to get a chance here? They got the one-on-one contest. Loose footy.
Good back up.
Under pressure, and well done by Verrill. Damon Pitt did well as well. You've got to concede the point in that because you cannot concede a goal. The Hahn Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard, Golden Grove 9-7-61. Teachby Gully 5-3-33. There's a lady waving to us from the scoreboard, I don't know why. 28 points. The margin 27.
Just a fan, Phil. Just a
Just a
fan of yours.
Take a picture of me.
Can't take any risks here, Teacher Gully. They cannot afford to have a goal conceded here.
The ball drops. They should have numbers here for Martin. On to Olsen. He shows good dash when he gets the ball. And that's a good composure under pressure. I got a feel for Noah on that occasion. He dropped it, and as soon as he got it back, he was tackled. Umpire sort of some kindness there. Payne has it. Now will he hold up play?
I wonder if they'll take a risk here, Golden Grove. He's looking inboard. There's only 30 seconds to go, Phil.
Goes with the percentage kick down the line. Where it's off hands and a throw in.
I think that's the right play, because in finals, Phil, you've got to play the last minutes with composure. If you laser a ball into the midfield, turn it over, it can cost you finals, so right play there.
28 points is a handy lead. It's not a match-winning one, but she's going to take a comeback for the ages. If Teachby Gully want to play Div 1 next year, they've got a mountain to climb. Golden Grove 9-7-61, Teachby Gully 5-3-33. Lots of goal scorers for Golden Grove. 2 to Kane Blade, singles to Adams, Hable, Slater, Cavallaro, Johnson, Dobie and Robinson. For Teachby Gully, 3 to Brody Latham, singles to Spence and Tate. Rodino, Alan Jeffries, Phil Hurd, we'll take a half-time break. We'll get some food, we'll get some drink, and we'll bring you the second half. You're watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
I don't know.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your halftime break. A big afternoon in the Adelaide Footy League, the women's finals. The Div 1 final should just about be underway between Broadview and Payneham Norwood Union. Good luck to the ladies there. Div 2 won by Happy Valley over Hectorville earlier this afternoon. Here it is Golden Grove 9-7-61, Teacher Gully 5-3-33. To hear the scores around the grounds. Glenunga lead Payneham at halftime by 10 points, 41-31. Prince Alfred Trail Sacred Heart by 7, 34-27. The game's a consequence for relegation. Port District leads St Peter's 35-17. In that second quarter, Port District kicked 3 behinds. St Peter's kicked 4 behinds. And Broadview took a 31-point lead, made it 37. I'll tell you about those ramifications, but we're underway here. Teacher Gully with work to do there. They've got the ball, they're conceding ground. Martin will kick it and find a teammate. High ball. 40 metres out. Who's at ground level? Payne. With the run of Xanthopoulos, back to the run of Payne. Spots up Banwell, centre wing. More run from the Kookaburras. Inside 50 and there's a clunk to Slater. There was a second defender coming back for Teacher Gully, just could not get there. And this would be a huge opening salvo to get things underway in the third quarter. St Peter's would really love a goal here. It's high and it's a behind. 5-9-8-62, 5-3-33, 29-point margin. Adam Jeffries, you went for a wander at half-time. What did you discover you'd like to share with the fans?
I did get my car out, Phil, so that's good news, because there is 1,000 cars, it feels like, out on the road here at Harper's. So good for me. Dodged a bullet there, Teacher Gully as well, didn't they? 12 marks inside 50 in the first half, Golden Grove, and Slater takes one straight away. Johnston with the free kick here at 53. I reckon he's a chance, Phil.
Well, he kicked one slightly better angle, equal distance. No breeze, a bit downhill. Puts it up. Distance is there, accuracy is there. Louis Johnson has 2 great long distance roosts to the former Rooster Red Lake Sydney Neefle player. Big first goal to Golden Grove.
Yeah, it's such a weapon, isn't it? You just can't give Johnston the ball anywhere on the ground, really, but especially within range. So well done to him. That's his second long bomb goal. Not the start that Teacher Gully would have wanted as well, Phil. They need to keep this game tight. If they can be within 2 and 3 goals, I think they can make a late run with their desperation and their team ethos. But if they're 5.5 goals down, it's a long way back.
So at the moment, with the other results and margins, if they stand, it will be Brighton and Teacher Gully going down. Shenton to Johnson, standing start from 50, curls it around.
That's Slater with the one-handed gully catch.
Slater in the gully.
Slater in the gully. Again, Golden Grove marking the ball inside 50. He's had a good game, Slater, as well, hasn't he? I think that's only his second goal. But he's looked super dangerous and he's set up a couple of goals with his foot passing as well.
I reckon Teacher Gully on the edge of the cliff. This game is almost out of control. And we need a new football. The previous one is down the hill and it's gone. 11-8-74 on the Hahn Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard. A rest to get this football, but the margin is now 41 points, a game high. Don't see too many 40-point comebacks in the second half, Adam.
Particularly with Golden Grove's just ability to keep the scoreboard ticking over field. It's hard them seeing going a half a footy with only scoring 1 or 2 goals, isn't it? And they just put their foot down again. 2 goals, 2 minutes to start the second half.
So, Payneham were down to Glenunga. Even if the Falcons win, Golden Grove win here, would mean the finals here next week. They're trying to seal the deal right now. Payne's kick, heading first later, this time Teacher Gully in the way. What's impressive for me today, Adam, is the big names, the Glens, the Shettons, the Johnsons, the ones that have come here with a reputation. They've all had a big part in this. They look primed for finals.
And they've got the best full forward in the competition to come back in next week, Phil, as well. So
correct.
I still think they're going to be a smoky to make the grand final.
Because I can guarantee you the Magpies are not playing next week.
No, they're about 60 points down at half-time as well, Phil, yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Thatcher Stackle holding the ball. Here's your chance for Teacher Gully. They need the next one. The earlier the better. They've got about 6 goals, 7 goals to make up. And Stell's kick.
It's taking a divot, I think, there, Phil.
Yeah, one of my golf shots. Through the middle, come down. Intercepted by Heffernan. They're getting rowdy around us. How's this from Lathan?
Free kick made, Phil.
Grody was sort of wondering where his opponents had gone.
Hard to hear the whistle as well, isn't it, Phil, with all the noise?
Well, we can barely hear each other, let alone what's happening out there.
Just a quick little note that was brought to our attention. Jake Pittman has the tracksuit on down on the bench, Phil, so I don't think he's badly injured, but with this game won, they probably know the result at the other ground. They can't lose fourth, and he's an important player in finals because he's an in and under bulldog.
Absolutely. Shenton, Johnson and all those are great with the ball in hand, and Pittman and Glenn are usually the hard and under to get it to them. Here they come down the wing again. Again, always having the extra number. But I'll give the points to Semler on that occasion. He would not concede the battle.
You know, Teacher Gully are in a little bit of strife when Tyler Martin drifts behind the ball as a spare. They used him as a forward at times when they had a bit of a run on, so he's missed to fix it. I'd love to see him at full forward for Teacher Gully, but they just need him behind the ball at the moment. And he'll try and dart forward here, Phil. Watch Tyler Martin go to full forward here, see if he can take a mark.
Yeah, Tucker's the loose man. If they don't give it away, don't tell me they've given it away.
Good umpiring there. Took a little bit of a
more
fight.
interested in having some words with Payne than getting the football. He's got it now, thankfully. Out to Penny. The big man unloads. Offhand, sock it off the ground. They're claiming it, but it won't be. It's a point.
You can see where Teacher Gully, they really miss having a big tall forward, don't they? Penny's the one delivering it in there. He'd love to be delivering it to himself because it's almost impossible for the small players for Teacher Gully to mark that ball.
And you can see in the lineup the Golden Grove have some height, if not to take the mark, to get the first hand on it. Lovely individual effort in the middle.
So when Golden Grove have these leads as well, too, you can see Lewis Johnson peel off the 50-50 kick in the middle. If those kicks come off, they can get a real run on. And when you're
Actually,
6 goals up...
Johnson is down. He's getting back up, thankfully. So you talk about giving everyone a scare.
Unfortunately, that's where your mind drifts though now, Phil. When you're
yeah.
in essence, it may be a dead rubber now for Golden Grove. And I know when I was coaching, the first thing I thought of, who don't I want to lose? Now you've got to probably wait till the last quarter because they're already down one rotation. You don't want to be down too many. But for mine, Johnston.
I think Pittman's a good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes those things present themselves. And we'll see if there's a few more that come off later. Pittman with the free, Penny with the free, sorry. Spencer's already kicked one snap goal. That's going to land in the middle of the kids inside the fence on a huge crowd day.
Well, one thing he might be able to do is, play Johnston at full forward in the last quarter and things like that. Just if you keep them out of harm's way, he's an experienced player. He knows where the traffic is. He knows how to avoid certain situations.
11 minutes gone to the third. 40-point Golden Grove lead. If Golden Grove win here, Petrie Gully relegated, and the other spot will be the loser of Broadview and Brighton. And Broadview had a 37-point half-time lead.
Hard to see Brighton coming back, isn't it? But I think Spock is certainly within striking distance.
Spock in a low-scoring affair. Cavallaro weaved through the traffic nicely. Adams and Hazelhurst. Johnson, his second soccer that finds a target. Glory be. If footy doesn't work out, you can try the Socceroos. Hagel's tackled. Somewhere there's a free in that. And because
I've got a 25 as well, Phil, which Teacher Gully desperately needs. Their fifth inside 50 for the quarter, only the one behind.
Okay, so this is Hazelhurst.
He was the late inclusion
Hence
today
I have
as well.
very little information. So let me try and get it live. Don't take your time, son. Jake Hazelhurst is also his second 12th game, has not kicked a goal this year. Keeps it low.
I think that's
Touch.
Disappointing for Teacher Gully, because I said if they can just hang in there, Phil, weird things can happen. If Golden Grove know the result at the other game and put the cue in the rack in the last quarter, they just need to be within striking distance. 40's too far. They need to get this margin under 5 goals, maybe back to 3 or 4 at three-quarter time.
A very quick look, Hazelhurst. Played about 16 games, no goals kicked yet at A-grade level. Robinson, which is tape on a helicopter. Tape doesn't give the ball back. That's 2 of those 25 metres in the space of a couple of minutes. Leading up nicely is Banwell, led too strongly, had to really stretch to take it. Put his teammate in trouble in Connor Dodd. Free kick given away.
Again, Golden Grove, Phil, inviting pressure with the handball receive.
I
Banwell's...
was just thinking about, I know what Adam's going to say next.
It feels like the smart thing to do. You want to move the ball quickly, but as soon as you handball, you invite pressure. Kick mark, kick mark.
Selma's kick dumped out of bounds.
Banwell's good enough to sell the candy there and wheel around onto his right and get the ball in deep. You turn that ball over against Glenunga in the finals, Phil, you'll pay.
10.5 gone, good quarter for the home team, 2 goals kicked. Teacher Gully just the 2 behinds. Golden Grove by 19 at the first break, 28 at the main break. And look likely to be ahead at the last break. Olsen, love the pace. He's got turbo boost on him. The hand pass though from Spence straight to opponent. Into some space we go. Davey has the ball, eludes his opponent well. And Breeden had the great position, Pitt had the best position. Ball eluded him though. Socket off the ground, we've seen a few of these marked. Not again! No, not this time. That would have been acrobatic. Kenny's marked it. Now the switch play, Noah, loose man. Clubber inside. Game opening up. Wonder where all the green was. It was right there. In the end, too easy for Thatcher. Last time we tried this, he was caught. Put Payne under a little bit of pressure. Bouncing kick to no one in particular. Lovely attack by Banwell. And Parchette. Robinson needed the last one. Slater, open goal from 40. Has missed.
Well,
that could have been almost off.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. He kicks that too far for Teacher Gully. Teacher Gully have had 6 entries, no goals this quarter. Just looking unlikely to score at the moment. They just need to hang tough.
Every time Golden Grove go forward, they look dangerous. They've got 8 goal scorers, 3 of them multiple. Olsen's kick, I think it was intended for tape. It was intercepted by West. He's got a touch.
Great ball.
2 Kookaburras go down. Is it a chance for Cansdale? He's wrapped up. There's just too many men.
That was desperate stuff by the 2 Golden Grove defenders, Phil. He had that mark wrapped up, didn't he, Cansdale? But just out of nowhere, both players launched at the ball with desperation. Even though they're 7 goals up, Phil, that's a great sign leading into September.
There'd be times today, and if you're on the Teacher Gully coaching bench, you'd be tempted to ask for a count. It just seems like right here, an extra player near the ball ends up a 2-on-2 neutral stoppage.
Yeah, it's a great sign. I know it's just a goal-saving spoil, but in a game where now you've got the lead sewn up, it's great signs. It shows they're a hungry football team. There's pressure for spots. Their B grade is good. They got players to come back in. Yeah, fantastic spoil. Spoil of the year, Phil. Can I say that?
I don't think it's something I've focused on to form an opinion on. But who would you give it to, given it was two of them?
Yeah,
but if you're going to stick by your guts here, Adam,
I don't remember
find
seeing...
a mouthguard for it.
I don't remember seeing a better spoil than that this year. I'll have a think about it during the week.
We'll get Hugo and throw it onto it. Lovely running play. Open goal beckons. Is this the one? No. Connor Dodd.
Great play there, wasn't it? Great handball chain. Left-footed Dodd running inside 50 would normally bury that just behind the stick.
Kick down the guts, turnover. Oh, the hand pass missed Glenn. Teacher Gully a chance to relieve the pressure. Players are going down everywhere. Free kick, Golden Grove.
He's always in the wars, Thatcher, isn't he? He's a desperate player. He's an old-fashioned
he's
defender.
Mad at us. I think he's got diddly spot from us, hasn't he? In the prize pool this year. Despite playing a couple of good games.
When we talk about the big names for Golden Grove, Thatcher is a player they cannot afford to lose as well.
Good grab. He's got the fountain of youth. Picks up his former Red League Premiership teammate in Louis Johnson.
Just keep an eye on Thatcher here, Phil. He's sore after that last contest. So, again, I know he's not the big name player, but...
Pittman and Thatcher, there was a game we did... I'm not sure if you were there. No, it was me and Lockie against Broadview. Those two were huge in a really boggy conditions at Broadview. He's like a sort of a bit of a corky brother.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad injury. He'll be right for next week. But
Louis Johnson
kicks another goal. Johnston
almost put the goal umpire asleep. That's 3 goals, gold-class goals for Louis Johnson this afternoon.
Yeah, he's pretty keen on a beanie, I think. But he's been a class above today. But it's going to be a long road back now for Teacher Gully. We don't want to call it too early, but when it's the last game of the season, Phil, and you know that it's too far back, sometimes the effort can wane. And it's only human nature to do that. That's nothing against the Teacher Gully players. All players do that.
I told you about my 40-40 rule.
Well, it's above 40 now, Phil.
So
is there
40 points up with 40 minutes to go?
So where are we at? There's still a chance. We're
40
hanging
minutes
in
to go
there.
Is the 20-minute mark of the third quarter.
Let's see what happens before three-quarter time. Can they kick a couple of late ones?
I've seen it happen in AFL. I think it's happened once in 15 years in Sandford, and I've yet to see it. Not that I've counted them all in Adelaide Footy League. But
good mark taken there.
There's always the exception. Josh Spence has a goal. It was a lovely snap from about 20 out. This will test the range. It's uphill. Kids are lurking on the hill to fetch it.
Just steep one there too, Phil. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Unloads. Needs to curve a little bit. Distance was not a problem. And the kids who came down the hill watched the ball sail right past to the top. Behind. They've only kicked in this quarter 3 behinds. And you remember the opening 10 minutes where they kicked 3 behinds and then Golden Grove kicked 5 goals? Almost not the difference in the game, but when Golden Grove have got a batch of scoring, it's been majors.
And the problem Teacher Gully got, Phil, is they can't really keep up with that firepower, can they? They just don't have... They just don't look like they're capable of kicking 6 goals in a quarter, do they? Or 5 goals in 10 minutes. So they really needed a low-scoring arm wrestle type of game today, but already 82 points on the board for Golden Grove on their way to getting more than 100.
We're assuming it's relegation for the Gullies at the moment. When they look back at sort of where did it all go wrong, they'll look back at about 4 or 5 absolutely excruciating losses.
They've had 2 after the siren losses this year,
and
Phil.
It's almost like only one of those had to go right, and because of their percentage, they'd probably be right. Brennan's kick centres. Latham has not given up. See the attention he got? He got the ball, and he had Golden Grove Kookaburras coming from all points of the compass. You're conceding some ground. Templeton won't get to us with Pitt. Goes up the centre half forward and Johnson says, thank you very much. 46 points the margin. Almost 19 minutes gone.
A little bit of the sting's gone out of the game now, hasn't it, Phil? That fierce tackling. We've seen a little bit of merry-go-round, ring-a-ring-a-rosy training drill about it at the moment.
I think what's happened is the cloud cover's come over. It's just given a little bit of shade to everybody. We did get up to 22.2 degrees this afternoon in the South Australian capital.
I think one thing you'll see in the last quarter is Golden Grove play a lot of keepings off. They'll chip the ball around, try and keep the ball out of a contest to avoid some late-season injuries.
Yeah, they've really booked the home final in the first 3 quarters. Now they've got a bigger fish to fry next week.
We don't look too far forward though, do we, Phil? Payneham have beaten Golden Grove in both encounters this year.
Them well. 9-goal quarter the first time they met to wrap it up.
And the win out here as well. So Payneham won't fear coming out here next week, but Golden Grove will certainly want to get one back.
And the other final, Port District and Sacred Heart. 2 teams that have sort of known they'll be top 3 for a little while, especially Sacred Heart. Here's a kick for Latham, who's got his own little battle to win.
We'll have to find out from Tommy Javor how many goals the big fella's got at the other ground, but if he kicks 4 or 5, he's not going to get overtaken.
Well, this is for an awesome foursome from Brody Latham. He delivers. 4 goals. It's a bit quiet here. I'm not sure the Gully's fans have given up hope, but that was a good piece of play.
Just haven't had another forward stand up, have they, Phil? Latham's been outstanding, 4 goals out of 6 for a player his size. Tyler West is a player, I don't know if he's carried an injury late in the year. He started off so well. We've seen Tyler Martin at this time last year. Remember, he kicked 5 or 6 goals in the elimination final last year. They just haven't had another forward trouble. And Golden Grove have really put some attention on Latham as Penny takes the ball out of the ruck as he does, gets another centre break.
3/4 time at Park 9. I saw them on the O-Bone coming up, and 27-point lead to Spock. Meanwhile, to Shock, sorry, I was getting those two confused for you. Meanwhile, it gets even worse news for Tea Tree Gully. Spock have hit the front. 1-point lead over Port District.
Wow.
So really, Brighton and Broadview doesn't matter about Spock. It's all about their head-to-head game. Meanwhile, we've got a chance for 2 goals in a row here. That was always audacious from Noah, who found the distance.
Good to see Thatcher back on the ground for Golden Grove as well. I'm sure if there was any doubt with him, they wouldn't throw him back out there. So
the big question is, have Brighton had a comeback of sorts? 3/4 time, which means we might be the last one to finish, which is a good way to have it for us.
Long way back for Brighton there,
points.
Phil.
6-8-44 to 12-10-82. Broadview are a quarter away from survival.
So we don't want to look too far ahead, do we, Phil? But at this stage, Tea Tree Gully and Brighton.
Tea Tree Gully and Brighton going down. St Peter's and Broadview will be very tight for 7th. They don't care if they're 7th or 8th as long as it's not 9th or 10th. And Golden Grove to host the elimination final next week. There are leading goal kickers a bit hard for us to work out. So, I thought that was a little bit uncalled for. Ingram's pull. I mean, it was in play, but there is a crowd and there is a fence there.
Could potentially be a little bit dangerous, that one. But no damage done, Phil.
Yeah. 23-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Other games are at 3/4 time. It's 40 points. A little 40-40 rule is in effect. It's going to take a quarter of the ages for Tea Tree Gully, and they just don't look it at the moment. Mark to Payne. Now we're getting a little sloppy. was never going to force the contest. 25 metres gone.
Look for the umpires to really take control here, Phil. I reckon we'll see a lot of little 25-metre
Starting
penalties.
to get a little
Yeah,
unruly.
frustrations can build. They would have come here today with high hopes, Teacher Gully as well.
Hatcher's back. He's not exactly moving 100%, but he's back.
Great chase there by
Dovey was
Latham.
tackled. Free kick to Teacher Gully with Latham. Hand passes. This is a one-on-one contest. Missed the target. Love the tackle on Thatcher. That's not going to help his cause any. And holding the ball, Tate will have it. Local
You could probably say not a lot of prior opportunity given there, but
Sonny, I just
certainly
did that on my left ear and you said it on my right.
there's a big Teacher Gully contingent down in that pocket, so that decision certainly made them happy.
They've kicked the last goal for 2 in a row. Missed to the
Behind the
near
stick.
side.
I was going to say, I know it feels like they're a long way away, but if he kicks that, Phil, 34 points, you never know.
So the Hahn Ultra Zero Code scoreboard. Golden Grove 12-10-82. Teacher Gully 6-7-43. Johnson running off half back to Haber. Plenty of open players and quick movement. Sits with Dodd. Smothered. Teacher Gully on the counter attack. Latham got rid of his opponent well. Umpire he didn't. Brody Latham can't take a trick at the moment. Golden Grove ball. This quarter, 3 goals, 3
I don't fucking know him.
to Golden Grove. 1 goal, 4 to Teacher Gully, I think.
I've lost my inside 50 count, Phil, but they've had a lot of ball up their end, haven't they, Teacher Gully? They haven't
have.
been able to capitalise, and just like I said, all
One
they need
goal.
to just to keep that margin close with a late flurry.
There is 3/4 time at Harper's Field. A good one for Golden Grove. For mine, they've pretty much locked up that home final next week. And Teacher Gully are staring into relegation. We'll give you some goal scorers when we come back. But Latham has 4 for Teacher Gully, Johnson 3 for Golden Grove. You're with Dino, Adam, Phil, filming Footy crew, watching the Adelaide Footy League. the time at the other grounds a little earlier. Sacred Heart had got out to a 4-goal lead over Prince Alfred. Actually, the one I didn't check was Glenunga. But Broadview kicked the first goal. I think Brighton kicked the last. So still a good lead for Broadview. I'm already getting messages. When did Port last claim the wooden spoon? Sorry, I better answer this one. Sorry about that. Glenunga Paynham was what I was looking for, wasn't it? And Glenunga doing it pretty easy. 6-goal, 75 to 39.
So if things stay where they are, Phil, Golden Grove will play Paynham in the elimination final here, and Sacred Heart will play Port Districts at Sacred Heart in the semi-final. And Glenunga get a week off and wait for the winner.
That's it. Minor premiership top 3 were decided a little while back.
39 points here, Phil. Any chance of late century Gully?
St Peter's by a goal 4 minutes into the final quarter, but I mean it will be a little consequence to both sides. Spock looks safe, and as we see, an incredible turnaround. About 28 minutes, 25 minutes to do something amazing for Tea Tree Gully to survive in Div 1. Let's see when Golden Grove start wrapping their players up. Kenny, as he's done so often in his career, gets the centre clearance. Tape escapes. Loose ball, but Golden Grove again with the pickup. Over the head of Slater, who's a long way from home. Templeton on the wing takes it out of bounds. That's 40 seconds gone.
Yeah,
and we'll start the time clock about now.
Expect Golden Grove to try and get their hands on the ball and chip it around, Phil, if they can, just to take the sting out of this. The only way Tea Tree Gully can win is if they kick 2 or 3 early goals to build some belief.
So no time clock on the scoreboard at this point. We're just going to have to keep track of it ourselves. Got an open player here in space. Raiden's kick, centering ball for Cansdell. Stood strong, I thought.
It's a really good mark by Cansdell.
Thatcher was going to get there.
Fantastic mark by Cansdell with a player right on his hammer. In particular, Thatcher, who's such a good body spoiler. Great mark. Probably got the range down the hill, Phil, from 50 metres.
Yeah, we've seen plenty kick from this spot. Even a little bit further out. Tea Tree Gully just the 3 individual goal scorers today. Latham with 4 of them from the edge of 50.
Distance easily, but well to the left.
So since half time, Tea Tree Gully have kicked 1 goal 5. Thatcher did well with the don't argue. Always seemed to have an option. Kick a bit overcooked. Was it touch? Yes, it was. Throw in. Earlier today, in the C's, it was Golden Grove by 5 points. Both those 2 team seasons are done. Golden Grove finished 6th with a 9-9 record, missed out on percentage. Tea Tree Gully with 6 wins, finished 8th. In the reserves, another close one, Golden Grove by 11. Golden Grove have the double chance at 13 and 5. Tea Tree Gully with 5 wins, finished 8th. So probably important.
Good for Golden Grove to have their B grade follow them through the finals as well.
It always helps to have that extra spot of training.
In case you get an injury, training standards are better. Great feeling around the club, and you've got both grades going deep.
So when you look at them line up, the wall of green, Johnson feels like a gallop. Takes a bounce or 2, and surprise, surprise, it's a pinpoint pass. How are you going with your player votes?
I think I know who my best player is, Phil. I think he's been a clear standout. I've been impressed with the man with the football here, Slater.
Yep.
I think he's been really, really good today. And he can really get under opposition guards, especially with Pascoe back in next week. And he's launched that through.
You even more. 3 goals to join Johnson as the leading goal scorer. Then from Salisbury, came up from Div 5, I think Salisbury, Div 4 Salisbury, right the first time. Div 5 last year, playing in Div 6. They're the undefeated minor premiers in Div 6 this year. Did 53 goals last year, 34 this season in Div 1.
Not a bad effort.
When he's playing amongst others that he's not the sole target. Might help him actually if he's the second or third choice for the defender.
That's where it becomes hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Pascoe's a guy that can kick 6 or 7 in a match, and you have to put your best defender on him. So it's going to be tough for playing him next week.
Penny, another hand pass. Tiffy Gully certainly have had their share of centre clearances. It's once Golden Grove get their hands on the ball. There'll be a stoppage 40 out. 44-point lead on the Hahn Ultra Zero Cup scoreboard. The natives are in a very happy mood. Lovely hand pass out. Ingram to Payne. Little bit of a push. Umpire saw that. That's okay, I saw it too. Templeton give away the free kick. Didn't give it back. Did I say the natives were happy?
By the letter of the law, that said, the push in the back was certainly there, Phil. That's no doubt a push. Took out a little bit of frustration. It wasn't the worst throw I've seen. He perhaps could have caught it, Pitt, but smart play, let it hit the ground, made the umpire blow the whistle.
So this is Damon Pitt, spent some time this year, A grade and Norwood reserves. For 6 games for the Gullies, has not kicked a goal this season, did kick one last year. And I think, Adam, if you wanted a 10-second package that represents Tea Tree Gully's day, that was pretty much it.
Templeton was certainly the happiest there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he was not happy about having given away the free. Even though it's a hand pass and a snap and a miss, when everything has to go right, it's going the other way. Tyson Breeden, another behind to add to the tally. On 6 goals, 9 is not woeful. But when it's 1 goal 6, we'll know what to say. Check that. Yeah, 1 goal 6 after half time. And it has been a problem for Tea Tree Gully. They do go missing goal-wise in second half. We saw it round 1. We saw it against Brighton.
Yeah, they look like they're playing solid football, don't they, Phil? But they have these goal droughts. Yeah. We saw it against Brighton, and that was a game that's probably going to cost them as well, a home match against a potential relegated team. And they just went nearly half a football without scoring. And everything around the ground looks like it's working. They just don't have the firepower inside 50. It'll be interesting to see now your mind turns to going down the Div 2 field and coming back up. I still feel in the Division 2 competition that Tea Tree Gully might just have to add some personnel to help them out.
It was out the back before Toby could get to it out of bounds. Last disposal, I think, yes it is. I reckon that crowd's getting bigger and bigger, Adam.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a big night inside here, Phil, as well. It might be hard to get a seat inside for presentations. They
had some face painting and some fairy floss, I noticed, coming in.
Face painters, big crowd. Felt like an SANFL game at half time with 100 kids on the oval kicking and catching.
I've done some SANFL crowds with not as many people here as this.
Oh,
there's a fly, but no mark. No mark, no mouth guard, I'm sorry.
On the mark as well, how good was the photo that came through from the reverse angle of the Jake Tarker mark? Yeah, it was absolutely elite, wasn't it?
Well, goal of the year, mark of the year. We'll have some decisions to make, the judges. That's on between the posts. It's Templeton, I think, taking the mark in the pocket.
If there's a better mark than Jake Tarker's this year, I would like to have seen it.
Well, half of them reckon that it was his teammates in the final quarter. But no, I think Tarker's...
And goal of the year, Abe Davis, despite not being play of the day.
That's hard to beat. There's been plenty of really good goals today. Templeton takes his anger out on the goal umpire with the goal. 6-9. Yeah, 3, 6, 9 individual goal scorers. A warning to the Falcons and the others. Golden Grove have weapons in front of the sticks. And a 49-point margin for an 8-minute mark, and it's probably about the 9-10 minute mark.
Without having stats and things like that, but just to the naked eye, I feel when Golden Grove go inside 50, they just look dangerous. They just look like they're going to score. They look like they can mark the ball. So I think it's going to be really, really hard, given it potentially be a dry day next week out here. I think that would suit Golden Grove. And I think they'll certainly be stewing on the 2 losses they had to them this year as well.
Well, I reckon the more you play, if you're relatively evenly matched up.
Well, they played 4 times last year, Phil, twice in the finals and twice during the regular season in Division 2.
Time, didn't they?
Yeah, and then on the rise to Division 1, surprisingly, I think to some in round 1, Payneham got them with a 9-goal last quarter. I think Golden Grove are primed though. I think they're primed to win that match, but I do respect Payneham in their game, and I think it might be a good game here next week.
Well, we were talking about things wrapping up. Broadview. Well ahead of Brighton. We have a behind squad here. Broadview are 8 goals in front at the 15-minute mark. You can pencil Broadview safe, Brighton going down to be joined by Teacher Gully. Spock's result, they trail Port District by 10, is reasonably irrelevant in terms of safety or not. So I think we've got it sorted, Adam.
Yep.
We know
this is. We hate saying it, Phil. As commentators, we need to pump it up sometimes, but this is called junk time.
It is now.
But there's so much to talk about around the league, the other grounds, and the finals coming up.
Teacher Gully, I noticed that with the bees, the players just took that little bit longer to come off the field, soaking up that, at least for Teacher Gully, that was season done. And for the Teacher Gully players, forget about the relegation thoughts at the moment. End of the season. They promised a fair bit. I mean, Teacher Gully were the 3rd ranked team last year.
Played in a preliminary final last year, won 2 finals away from home.
I mean, they were Yo-Yo's side last year, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Came good late, snuck in with an 8-win, 10-loss record and got really hot when it mattered.
If you recall in that preliminary final, Phil, it was Luke Brown actually hurt his knee in that game and cost him football this year, and he's just that classy player. They're just so desperately lacking. They've got a lot of, they're well coached. Coach Michon is one of the great Division 1 coaches. They're well organised, structured, they try their guts out, but they just lack that 1 or 2 real polished players just to win games when you're dominating. And in Division 1, Phil, when it's normally an 8-goal to 10 type of game, goals are hard to come by. You need that polish to hit a kick inside 50 or nail a goal.
Tate from 60. Spots up Spence.
Another great
Spence
snap.
for the 2nd time today snaps well. He becomes a multiple goal scorer. They've still only got 3, Teacher Gully. What have they? I think I've missed one.
I think you're correct. Spence has got 2.
Yeah, that's the 7th. That's okay.
Latham has 4.
It is 7 goals. Han Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard. It is a 7-goal footy game. Golden Grove 14-10, 94. 1-17-52. Let me see if I can get you a women's result.
The other thing I'll say, Phil, as well is, whilst it doesn't feel great getting relegated, it's not the end of the world.
Yep.
Sometimes with the playing stocks that you've got, maybe you're better off going down a division and winning more football games and earning your way back in. It is a tough competition with 2 going down every year. It's really, really tough. But it's not the end of the world for Teacher Gully. We've seen them do it before. They went down in 2020 and came straight back up with a premiership in Division 2.
We're into the 2nd quarter of the women's Div 1, and it is Payneham leading Broadview 3-2 to 1 behind. So if you're looking for some more footy to watch, thanks to Filming Footy, you can find that on YouTube. And g'day to Hugo James and our normal production crew down there, giving the women the coverage they deserve.
Hugo would have had a great time up here amongst the locals today, wouldn't he, Phil? How do you reckon he would have coped with that?
Oh, well, he would be fine. He'd be fine. Meanwhile, it's a mark to Cansdale.
A great mark as well. And unfortunately, it's a little bit of junk time. That was a great little mini hanger. Just took a great mark over the back.
He's going to kick from about 35, slight angle. And has missed 7-11, 53 on Ultra Zero Cup scoreboard. 13-minute mark. I just get the feeling now, Adam, the game really can't end soon enough for at least Golden Grove and maybe TC Gully now they know their fate.
Yeah, football's an awkward. When you're playing combat sports and there's nothing on the line and 44 players don't really feel like playing, this is what we deem junk time. You really don't want to get injured. You just want the siren to go. And if you're Golden Grove, you're planning towards next week. If you're Teacher Gully, you're going to have a night of sorrow. But like I said, it's not the end of the world when you get relegated. The beauty of it, Phil, there's a thing called promotion.
Yeah.
So you lick your wounds, you get better as a footy team, you go down a division. You see a lot of the Division 1 teams go down to Division 2 and generally can do well because they're normally a little bit better structured defensively than some of the Division 2 teams. But now, Phil, the Div 2 comp's actually loaded with some good teams. So it'll be interesting to see how they travel next year.
I know Teacher Gully, they I think won in 2018 and got demoted in 2019. They won the premiership in 2020 with no promotion, but then Atherstone wanted to go down. And so Teacher Gully went up unexpectedly where they've been for the last 4 seasons.
And they've been a solid mid-range team, little spike into the finals. And I said this year, Phil, again at 4-4, and you probably remember early in the season, they were one of my fancies to play finals. I really liked how they were going about it.
Cavallaro, dead set, they're kicking him from everywhere today, Golden Grove. Cavallaro joins the multi-goal scorer club, of which there's 3 other members. Slater and Johnson with 3. Also Kane Blades with 2. And raise the bat because the Kookaburras have hit the ton. 15, 10, 100. Teacher Gully 7-11, 53, 47-point margin.
And if you kick 100 points in Division 1, Phil, usually you'll win the game.
We did call one early on, Bryson and Payman,
that was a weird game.
Goal fest, wasn't it? At a ground where usually the conditions get the better of you. But about to close the door on the minor round. What's probably been one of your... we've seen some close games, we've seen some blowouts, we've seen some wonderful highlights.
We've seen everything, haven't we?
Over 18 games, you tend to do that as we start to wind down a little bit here. Any particular highlights stand out for you?
Tough one. It might be still to come, Phil, because I think the final series is going to be more even than what some people think. I think Port Districts and Golden Grove and Sacred Heart in the Day can challenge Glenunga. All the pressure's on them. So I think we're going to see some fantastic finals. I love the relegation battles. I think they're pretty nuts in Division 1. There's so much on the line, and the season's been so close, Phil. That ladder, a bit like the AFL, that top 2 teams broke away, but you remember we were doing our pre-match looking at the ladder in the middle of the year, and there was literally a game between 3rd and 9th. And so there was always going to be an unlucky team. Teacher Gully are unlucky and they're not. You deserve, if you only win 5 games of football, you leave yourself vulnerable. But their percentage, their close losses, you do feel for them a little bit, don't you?
They had a percentage just shy in the 47s, which meant if they could get enough wins, they'd be safe. But 5 is not enough. And they're going to finish 10th. Had they got one more win,
they would have been safe.
Right, they would have finished 7th.
And they'll stew on that, won't they? You know, go back to Golden Grove 2 points early in the season, St. Peter's after the siren, Port Districts after the siren. Even the loss to Brighton a fortnight ago, Phil, like, you know, it was a 3-goal loss, but it's a game that they needed to win at home, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brighton were on, down to 1 on the bench.
Well done.
And good to see Noah there, still going hard at it. Making Cottrow's he's been on Brody Latham a fair bit, Jared Cottrow. Which is kudos to him, that's who the coach has put on, but he's had his work cut out for him. So, normally, we know the 5 playing, Glenunga, Sacred Heart, Port District, Payneham and Golden Grove. I think, to be honest, there's no team that's not going to play finals that would consider themselves unlucky.
No, I agree with that.
Princes will probably finish 6th, but they'll have the worst percentage in the comp. So they were like, they're the opposite of Teaching Gully.
Just got the wins,
They
didn't
got
they?
enough wins, and that one last week was
couple
massive.
of smashings through the year. Last week was actually one of the great games, wasn't it? You know, and they would have been super nervous today if they'd have lost that game by a point. Today's games would have even been more nervous
because on this one.
6th through 10th would have been in relegation games.
Yeah. So I guess if you ask what's been the highlight of the season,
the closeness, which is what we expect.
No woeful team.
No. One standout team thus far, but
Chad Banwell, look at that. Salutes. I remember Jag kicking the sealer one of the big games earlier. He kicks that one. And I've just realised that he was actually pointing that to the Teaching Gully team, maybe. Not the most sporting thing to do.
Yeah, that's the NBA Steph Curry celebration right there, Phil, from the Olympic Games. Not sure it'll go down too well, but nothing wrong with that as well. When you win, you can do what you like. When you lose, you just got to cop it, don't you?
Well, I think someone will remember that for 2026 if they get back in the same division.
Yeah. Not quite in the Josh Rochelli mode from last week.
That was a little shitty, wasn't it? Kenny's kick. Payne's tap. 20 seconds from time on.
Hasn't meant anything to Teacher Gully, but Penny's second half, he's probably had 6 or 7 centre bounces.
He's not stopped.
I think Robinson had a really good first half against him, but Penny sort of worn him down, and he's grabbed the ball out of the ruck in the centre bounce a lot.
Like that. I mean, and there's a mark. Latham's going to have 5. Just tell me umpire's not calling that back. Latham does have 5, which might be enough for the leading goal scorer.
So we're looking at the leading goal kickers, Phil.
He was tied. On this broadcast.
No,
You'll have
won't.
to watch between the posts or the weekend wrap tomorrow night.
Phil will let you know. No. So we know that Johnny Boris was equal with him on 39 leading in today, and Abe Davis was on 37. And I thought they might have played Abe Davis at full forward today just to rest his body before the finals. Johnny Boris would need to have kicked 6 at the other venue to have beaten Latham. So good little race to the. Well, I don't even know what they call the trophy for the Division 1 leading goal kicker.
You've got me there too. Broadview and Brighton are at the 26-minute mark. It's a 6-goal lead to Broadview, who probably came in the worst form, just a few goals last week and losing to Teaching Gully. In the end, that result became irrelevant. And that is your ball game. Final score from Broadview 50, is it? Yep, final score. As Brighton are on their horses, 15-15, 105. Broadview 10-9, that's 69. Port District and St. Peter's was the other one of potential consequence. And Port District to a certain extent have run away with it late. They lead by 39 points, 78-49.
But because of the result here, Phil, they are safe spot.
Doesn't matter. Spock have 12 points, Brighton have 11, and Teaching Gully will have 10. 6 wins was enough.
Who would have thought again early, and that's probably the other surprise, Spock were well and truly. They weren't struggling early in the year, they only had one win on the board at about round 8.
What a win to get.
And they can come home with a wet sail again to avoid relegation.
23 minutes gone at Glenunga. It's a 48-point lead to Glenunga. So Golden Grove will finish equal third, and I reckon that gives me one more game to look up. Because we are going to finish pretty quick after we're done here. And it's over at Park 9. The defending premiers, their season is done. They'll be back in Div 1 next year, but Sacred Heart ended the year with a win, 11-14-80 to 16-46. So your winners, or soon to be winners, Woononga over Paynham, Sacred Heart over Princes, Port District over Spock, but in the relegation ones, Broadview over Brighton, relegating the Bombers, and here it's going to be Golden Grove over Tea Tree Gully. Is that Latham with 6?
I think it is.
It's Latham with 6. Not even get a vote from you.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Phil. 6 goals out of 9.
Yeah.
We always go to the winning team, don't we? But if you kick 6 in a losing team, you're a bit stiff, aren't you?
I mean, we have a gentleman's rule, not that we're gentlemen, but that we only give prizes to the winning team. It's more for our safety, actually.
Yeah.
Not to have the winning and losing team mingling too much after. But for the votes,
Yeah.
open slather. So I'll just throw that seed of doubt in for you. In terms of our prize winners, that'll be on Between the Posts for the Tommy's Report through the week. So a couple of goals to Latham, margins back to 40. 24 minutes gone. Glenn's kick has found Dodd. Dancing ball towards the boundary, seen over by Verrill. Few of the fans are starting to move. Probably a head over here, I suspect.
In the beautiful new club rooms here, it's magnificent in there, Phil.
It's been a really good year for the Kookaburras, I think. You know, whenever you come up a division, your first aim is survive. If you can play finals, that's a really good bonus. Everything from here on, I reckon's icing on the cake. And the same for Paynham as well. I had Paynham battling for relegation. They've got a couple of key mid-season wins, and they'll give Golden Grove plenty to handle next week. Even though they're actually backing into the finals on a 3-game losing streak. Personally, for me, my last game for the year.
Yeah, Phil. Getting a little bit emotional here.
No, just.
We'll miss you in the finals. We'll miss your. You're the calming influence in the commentary box.
Tommy's of War Unleashed.
Experienced campaigner, calming influence. Tommy gets excited. I drift, but
just have this taser ready, I reckon.
Phil's always there and nice and calm. So we'll miss you, mate, but keep in touch.
You know, but for those of you at home, you will certainly not lack for being entertained. Every final will be streamed in Div 1, and I'm very sure that come Saturday, September 22, it's going to be another huge production. Last year's was 8 hours live, and we didn't take an ad break from the start of the reserves game to quarter time of the league game.
That's a long day.
That's a long day.
I got there at half time of the Bees, and I thought it was a long day.
But for now, it's all about the last few seconds of this one. 26 gone, and I don't reckon that time clock started on time either.
Minute 50.
If I was in NFL, I'd probably give a 2-minute warning a little while back. I'll try and call some footy to end this. Slater. Oh, there's a few afters going on here. Slater and Semmler not particularly happy with each other. Plenty of fans inside the fence getting involved. They're mainly with the Kookaburras colours. Penny another tap. Hazelhurst has had some good catches. McKay tackled by Shepherd. And we'll have another stoppage. Our sponsors, we thank Hahn, the Ultra Zero Cup scoreboard. We thank Archie's Footwear, Belgravia Apparel, New Balance for the best on-ground voucher. We caught Dartfish for the footy stats, the replays on our production stream, and the iconic Dartfish beanie. Nearmouth Mouth Guards, the magic moment, and the Mosley Bar and Kitchen. Just remember to wait till I come back before you have the end of season function at the Mosley.
See you in Bali.
See you in Bali, yeah. Ball's down by the other side. Glenn another pick up. This time he spots up Preston. It's in the middle. Who wants it? It's Noah Hyde. On to Olsen. Golden Grove have it, and this might almost be the last touches of this minor round. He's just joined us earlier today. Golden Grove in the C's and the B's, and the other results. Wononga over Paynham. So goes your side. This one is done. TP Gully's season is done. The Kookaburras, who started the season 2-6, finished 10-8. They've won 8 of their last 10 and will take some beating come finals time. So very quickly to wrap it up, Golden Grove victorious here. And Brody Latham, 6 of the 9 goals. A stellar effort for the losers. Sacred Heart beat Princess, Wononga beat Paynham, Broadview beat Brighton, Port District were beating Spock. That's the minor round in the books. Finals in Div 1 start next week. For all the scores, the ladders, the final schedule, Div 1 to 7 in the men's, and also the women's grand finals today. Check out the weekend wrap, that'll be tomorrow afternoon, and between the posts later in the week. Until then, I'm Phil Herden on behalf of Adam Jeffries, who's gone down to give out some prizes, and Dino, who's been giving you the great pictures all day. The scores are correct, which means we are done. You've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.